Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at the long-awaited Patterning 3 from the Olympia Noise Co. Right, okay, when you first open Patterning 3, it will look something like this. First of all, I'm going to change the project name. It auto-generates project names, right? So for example, if I open the settings menu and hit new, discard changes on this one, it will open up a new one. This one will be called roll charges, but I'm going to click on this and I'm just going to change this to video tutorial. Okay, enter, and we're done. Now let's go across the top first and then look at this stuff as well, so you have a general idea how this works. So this first page here, this is your loop view, and this is where you can select the different instruments that you want to put into your pattern. Okay, so you have 8 instruments and 1 effects loop track as well. Second page here, you can play this stuff in by hand. This is your song builder page, which I'll show you later. This is your mixer. Now I'm going to turn the kick up a little bit here as well. I'm just going to reset these pan positions for now, turn down the delays and the reverb sends. This page is your drum kits. Now, Patterning 3 comes with 1 drum kit, okay? However, there are 661 other free drum kits you can use in patterning. So that's incredible, right? 661 drum kits you can download for free. If we click on this here, Cloud Kits, it will fetch the cloud kits from the cloud, and here you can just kind of audition your drum kit. So we could click on this one from Dean and we could go. Awesome stuff. Let's download that, shall we? And it will download and it's super fast, and there it is. Okay, let's go back to our cloud kits here. You can also choose by kind of categories. So you could go, right, oh, drum machine, and I will maybe download this link kit. And that's done as well. But you can also go in and check it out. There's a Korg one here, so I'm going to click on this and I'm going to preview it. Great stuff. I'm going to download this one. Right, okay, done. Let's choose the link kit. To choose a new drum kit for your project, you just tap on it here and it will load up that kit for you. However, you can add a drum kit, so you can have multiple drum kits in a project that you can change per pattern. Okay, so let's go back to our main page. Now we've included our drum kit. If I put 4 kicks in now, like this, and this is the velocity I'm drawing up here, and press play, there you go. Right, we have a 4 on the floor. Great stuff, awesome. And we could go into our mixer and say, well, okay, and this drum kit will have been pre-mixed by the person who made it. Now, if I want to add some reverb or some delay to any of the drums, I can do it like that as well. Okay, so let's go back to our main page. Let's take a look at these controls as well. So these are for your different drums and stuff. So for example, the kick, I'll send up the reverb. Okay, but if I go into snare now, you'll see it's not had the reverb on it, so it's independent. So basically I'm setting up the reverb send here, but over here instead. Okay, let's go to our snare, add a bit of delay. Very cool. Right, let's go to this page now. Our sample page, this first one. This is where you can see your patterns. You can duplicate, let's stop that a sec. You can duplicate a pattern by using this. You can create a new pattern completely by using this one, okay? And then you can rename the patterns. You can say, go into this one and go, right, okay, well, I'll rename that pattern, cancel. I'll rename this pattern, cancel that. And then you can rename this one as well. You can hit the little gear icon here and you can delete patterns as well. So if, for example, pattern A1 is selected, it won't delete that for you, obviously, because you're using it. So let's do this. I'm going to select pattern A again, click on my little lock icon and delete pattern A1 and pattern B. So we're still back with our original pattern. Now here, click on this and then we can add a drum kit in. So we've added another drum kit, right? So let's go and see which drum kit we've added in here. So go back to our drum kit page and it's a copy of the first drum kit. Okay, so you can now change this out. I'm going to change this to this one. And now this second drum kit is the Korg ER1, and this first one is our Linn drum machine, and on you can go. You can have many drum kits for a project. Okay, that's, you know, you get that, right? Okay, let's go back to our main page and add some more bits and pieces in. Now I want to show you some other stuff. So you've looked at pattern, you've looked at drum kit. This page is where you'll have tons of fun. So for example, let's set this going again. Let's go to our, let's see, maybe Hi Tom, which is a hi-hat. Now, you can draw stuff in like this, right? To erase this quickly, tap this little button here till it shades on the top part, and then you can just draw around it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is going to be my first pattern. So I'm going to go back to my pattern page here and I am going to duplicate this pattern, and it will say pattern A1. And on pattern A1 now, I'm going to add in my hi-hats. So let's press play. My hi tom, which are hi-hats. So I'm going to add some of these in. Make sure I'm on draw in mode. Maybe take some of these out for the purposes of this part of the tutorial. I'm going to go to my pattern page here, this next page, and see it says loop and swing. The swing is genius. It's like a parametric swing. So if we start to play with this, okay, and then you can change the swing bounds, the amount. But if we go back to loop now, watch what happens. So this is the hi-hats. We're changing the timing for those hi-hats. We can change the steps. So we're going to get a polyrhythmic vibe going on, because it's not going to be the same every time. Auto rotate. Backwards. Pendulum 1, pendulum 2, and random. Let's just go back to forward, and then you can offset the steps. Without auto rotate. And then you can offset it by ticks. So you can see you have tons and tons of control. Right, let's move on to this page. This page, let's do this. This is your kind of sample page here. So whichever you're selected on, so we're working with the hi-hat. So let's do this. Let's bring up the attack. hold and decay, well, they're very short, so then we have coarse tuning, fine tuning, and then we can assign either or to a choke group. Then we have mono or poly. We'll leave it on poly. Okay, cool beans. Now, if you want to change your sample, let's stop this. Open this, and this takes you to your sample page. Now you can see the different drum kits that you have available. So it means you can choose a sample from any of these and replace this one. Okay, if we switch on our little icon here and we open up, say, the, well, if we open up our Lin drum kit, which we've got, you can audition all the samples in that kit, right? If we close this now, let's go back to samples, and we open up our Roland, I mean, this is our, I think this is our hi-hat. We open up our Roland now, we can let's replace it with this one. Actually, as soon as we select it, it's done. And I'm going to bring this in as well. Okay, so now when I go back to my main page here, let's close this out. We've now replaced our hi-hat with the one from the Roland. Let's go to our mixer. Maybe put a little bit of delay on that. Okay, let's go back to our main page. So this is where you can control your sample. Okay, now there are other cool things we can do with this. We can use modulation. I'll get to that in a sec. If we go now to mix, we can choose a filter. That's a bit loud now, so let's mix that down a little bit. Cool. And then you've got your delay and reverb percentage as well. And you can also pan the entire loop, the pattern, over. If we go over to our ring modulation and distortion page now, we can add ring mod and distortion. So you'll hear this better on different drums. So if it may be on the snare, and let's bring our snare up in the mix a little bit. Okay, and then you have overdrive, asymmetry, and frequency for the distortion. Okay, I think you understand how that works. This is your MIDI control. So for audio, both in MIDI. So if you want to play around MIDI, you can. This page here is very cool. Now, let's go back to our hi-hats for this. Coarse tuning for each individual hit. Okay, so we'll just reset those. Fine tuning, nudge, you can nudge each kind of hit off beat. So hear that? And we could do, you might hear it more with this. Now we're slightly getting into boom bappy stuff. We can pan each individual hit, so like that. So now we've got really cool panning going on between each individual hit of those hi-hats, which we can control with probability. We can choose the probability that each pattern will play. So if I went to my kick, for example, and went, okay, well, now we're changing the probability that that kick will hit. Cool beans. Now let's go back to our hi-hats, for example. We have ratchet, so we can choose a ratchet amount. Go back to our hi-hat. Now let's make this a little bit more interesting. And then you have ratchet decay. So very short ratchets, which is probably better. Okay. And this brings us on now to the LFO, right? So how do we apply an LFO? Well, let's do this. In the most simple way, I'm going to apply an LFO to the coarse tuning of this hi-hat. So I need to go back to my sample page here where I can see the coarse tuning so we can get it to do. In fact, actually, let's do it on the mix, on this filter. Let's get it to do something like that, right? If you press alternate and release it, all that stuff goes away. So press, move your finger off and it will hold. And you'll see the first one we have is LFO1, then LFO2, then random, then velocity, and you'll notice these will change. So LFO1, depending on which your page you're on, once you're selected on your LFO, right, you can choose where to send that LFO. Okay, so on this page for the mix, we can send it to the filter cutoff. So and the resonance if we want. We can also have it change the filter type. We can also have it modulate the delay send. Well, let's go to LFO2. Let's go back to sample and have LFO2 mess around with the coarse tuning, right? So and what's cool now, if you had a melodic instrument in here, you can choose the actual notes that will be randomized. Okay. Awesome stuff. Okay, now while we're here, let's look at the fill button. Now, if we tap out of alternate, by tapping it, we get back to our main page. Here you have, now like everything else, if you just tap this and look at it and let go, it will go away. So tap it, move your hand out the way, and now we can do this. Let's make a, see it says A1 fill now. If I come out of this, it says A1. So I'm going to tap, come out, and then make some adjustments here. Go to my hi Tom and add some in. And now back to A1. Now this is cool. Now we can take a look at how we build our patterns. So we've got two patterns now. If I go back to this, you'll see I have A. Oh, let's get that back onto lock. We have A and A1. Okay, so pattern A is super simple. Pattern A1 is a bit more complicated, right? Okay, and on you can go building patterns and stuff like this. However, I want to show you how you use your fill. So if a pattern is playing and you hold fill like this, it will play the fill until you let go again. If you want to stay on the page, just move your finger away from the fill button, and it's the same with the alternate button as well. If you hold alternate like this, you can see your solos and mutes and stuff like that at the top. If you let go, it will go away. If you long hold, if you just keep hold of it and slide your finger off it, it will hold on the page for you. Right, okay. Let's go to our, which one is it? Our pattern page. Now you can see our patterns. Pattern A, pattern A1. This is your song builder. If I select a pattern, this has kind of already been previously loaded because we've got this first one in, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you can move this thing around, and you can also, sorry, I'm going to select it and just extend it like this. So I'm going to extend this like to 3.5 bars, right? In fact, I'm going to extend it to 3 bars, but you can extend it to whatever you like. Okay, now I'm going to tap out, like select, and then tap anywhere outside to deselect. I'm going to look at A1 now. Sorry, I'm going to delete that one. Delete this one. I'm going to tap on this, and you'll see down here, it says fill, right? This is where we can change this A1 to a fill, okay? Then I can come out of this, just go to my ordinary A1 and add it in, and pinch this in, and I'll start to extend this now. So say like this. Now, if I play this now, it will just play the pattern. It won't play our song, okay? And we can have many, many different timelines. We can duplicate this one, we can add another one, and we can swap between them kind of in real time. However, this will now play. Let's do this quickly. Let's add in another, let's just make a new pattern, and it will be called B. And I'll change the drum kit for pattern B. Okay, so drum kit, I will select our other drum kit that we've got. Now, don't forget, if you want to change out your drum kits and stuff, you go to your drum kit page here, and you'll see that I've got my Korg R1 selected now. And remember, drum kit 1 is our Lin. So we're going to select this one. Let's go back to our main page now and look at this. I'm going to add in some stuff for this. So let's add in some kicks. There's nothing in there, so I'm going to add in kicks here. Let's look at our mixer. That zap was because it was mixed quiet. Okay. So this is pattern B, right? Let's go back to our zap. Let's have this rotate. So it's going to continually change. But let's hold fill. Choose maybe this sample. Cool. So remember, once you come out of fill, you're just back to the pattern. Now if we okay, so let's go into our pattern builder here, click outside, and look, we've got pattern B now. So let's stop this. Let's add pattern B in by tapping it, and let's extend pattern B, and then let's add B in again, but this time let's select it and choose this as B fill. Now I'm going to scroll along here. That's where my thing is, right? And set this to be there. Okay, and now what's going to happen is it's going to play fill. Now, to get this to play as a song, you either switch this on here and you'll see these will highlight, switch it off and it doesn't, or just tap in the timeline here and it'll start to play straight away. Now, notice that it's playing the Lin, and then it will change to the Korg Electribe. So, like I said, you can build up a massive song and then change all the drum kits stuff to suit. Now it'll do that A fill, A1 fill. That's going to change to the Electribe. Now you can get this to loop around by switching loop on, and what will happen now obviously is it's going to loop. Okay, awesome stuff. And don't forget all the time, of course, is you can just keep saving your stuff. Now you can also, if you want to, let's go back to our main pattern view. You can also change the theme. So if we tap on this, you get different themes you can choose from, and it will change, obviously, you know, depending on how you have it set, it will change the kind of general theme of the app. Okay, so, right. Awesome stuff. And that, guys, basically is how you get started. I want to show you one more thing. Let's choose this pattern A. Let's go to a snare or a hi-hat, right? No. I'm still playing my song. Right, so switch song mode off. The timeline, it's called a timeline, so now it's just playing this pattern. I'm going to choose this and erase all those hi-hats, right? Now here's another cool feature. If you long hold, let's put it back to where we can, you know, draw in our patterns and stuff. In fact, let's choose, let's go and choose another kit so I'm not getting confused at what I'm doing here. So I am going to go to where we can download kits. In fact, I'm going to choose Dean's kit. In fact, let's just make a new project. Okay, so I'm going to do this new project. I'm going to, save. It's fine. Create a new project. Choose Dean's kit here. And don't forget, there is 600 of these. Over 600, 621 free drum kits you can download. It's insane. It's insane. Right, okay, so we've got our new project. Let's go back in. We know it's Dean's kind of kit, and it creates a name for you, which you can just tap on and change if you want to. Right, let's press play. So this is, let's put a 4 on the floor on. So you can start to build up as you wish, but let's just erase those. Let's go back to our where we draw in. But if you long hold on this, you get into pen echo. If we switch pen echo on now and we start at our first point, see what happens? We can draw in depending on how we have our pen echo set. So let's say, well, maybe I'll have this on 2 and or maybe 8. So every 8 it'll put in. So it saves you the effort of. And if we select the hat now and maybe have this on, select that, sorry, have that on every 2. I'm on a raise there, so Awesome stuff. And then we could say, well, okay, let's go and looks like some of this maybe Dean's done some modulation on this, but we could do, say, let's go with random. Okay, so random the chorus tune now. Awesome stuff. Maybe look at the ring mod and randomize that. And a bit of this. LFO2, LFO1. It's awesome stuff. There's so much stuff you can do. We could say, right, okay, well, I'm going to come off that now and come off my pen echo mode. It's very cool. It's very, very, very cool what you can do. I mean, it's such a powerful app. I mean, impossible in one video just kind of, you know, show you what's capable. Guys, if you've watched this video premiere, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this gives you an idea of how you can get started. You know, you can change out everything you like. Do all sorts of cool stuff. Have it rotate around all over the place. Go to our pattern page, go to our loop page, change our step duration, make it really odd. Have it auto rotate, say 5 times every time it passes round. This is per pattern. Maybe go into our probability settings here. So into our layers, probability, and have this ratchet when it hits the clap sound. So much stuff you can do. Now, one more thing I also forgot to mention. These pads, you can use these to record. You can use these to record in. If we press play and hit record, okay. Go back here, go to our bass. So our velocity. If we put a bunch of these in, this is very cool. Okay. Some automation there. But we could say, right, let's modulate. Let's go to our LFO. We're limiting the range of that modulation. Again, we can duplicate or make new patterns or delete patterns. Anyway, you get it, right? Come off, alternate, and stop it. Guys, thanks so much. Before I go, while you're saying ta-ra to each other, if you're watching this video premiere, thanks very much. I'm going to just audition some of these cloud kits for you to listen to. Okay, so let's go back to cloud kits and maybe listen to a few experimentals. Take drum machines off, so it's just experimentals. Kruber from the Audio Bus Forum. Right, okay, so you click on it to audition it and you play. And if you like it, you download it. Guys, I will see you later. Ta-da. Pattern 3. I'll put a link in the description.
Right.